Getting some red headlines crossing the tape as they build up toward that big vote on Capitol Hill in Washington and the whole financial reform bill later on today. Financial reform bill to require Forex swaps to be regulated like other swaps unless the Treasury Secretary recommends otherwise. Meantime, we're also learning on CNBC Asia this morning that the reform package is to include the Lincoln provision, which would require banks to spin off their swaps desk. So basically a rationalization in this space here. Let's get back to Howard Friend, Chief Market Strategist at MIG Bank, with hot pen in hand out of Singapore. Howard, this is the soft stuff. This isn't the kind of stuff, back talk about financial regulatory reform that really works its way into your charts, but it could really affect the future of the U.S. dollar. As you're doing your analysis on the one hand and you're hearing this stuff on the other hand, how do the two gel?
Well, I guess I pretty much I get the blinkers on because I'm pretty much a chartist at heart. So I believe that the charts pretty much reflect market psychology, and it's market psychology that ultimately drives the price. When I look at a chart, I see the thing as basically talking about supply and demand. So some of the patterns that I see, some of the trends that I see, they give me a clue as to the overall balance of supply and demand for a market. So typically when a piece of fundamental news hits the market reacts usually only for a short space of time, and then the trend continues most of the time, I find. So in that respect, I don't worry too much about each piece of fundamental news which comes out.
Howard, how about this theory? I'm from Canada. My husband and I think that every summer before we go back, the Canadian dollar just goes through the roof. What is going on with the loonie from a technical perspective?
Yeah, it's obviously a conspiracy.
I know.
The Canadian and the Aussie have been very strong. They've outperformed the other markets. The dollar has been quite firm across the board, but these have been exceptions. I guess maybe you could argue from a fundamental standpoint that the economies are doing better and interest rates are on a sort of more of an upward trajectory, perhaps. But technically, yeah, they've outperformed, and